Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are talking about AI coding assistants and how to actually use them in a professional workflow. We're going to break down how you move past all those initial frustrations to unlock some serious productivity, safely and effectively.
Okay, so the promise of these AI tools is, well, it's pretty seductive, right? I mean, studies are showing they can lead to 40% faster code reviews. For a lot of dev teams, that's a massive bottleneck, so that's a huge deal. And believe it or not, it gets even better. That same research, it points to a potential 60% reduction in regression bugs. So we're not just talking about a speed boost, we're talking about a significant improvement in the quality and stability of the code itself.
But, and this is a big but, for many of us, the day-to-day experience just doesn't quite live up to those shiny numbers. And it often starts with a fundamental misunderstanding of what these tools really are. Okay, let's dive into this.
Yeah, we've all been sold this dream, haven't we? It's this idea of a super simple transactional relationship. You just pop in your problem like a coin, hit a button, and boom, out comes a perfect, ready-to-run solution. But as anyone who's tried this on a real project knows, the second you try to integrate that shiny, plausible-looking code into your actual code base, it almost always just falls apart.
And this is exactly why. The AI, because it's missing all the context, it just starts inventing things. It'll confidently call functions that don't exist, assume you're using libraries you've never even heard of, introduce security flaws, and a lot of times it's working from outdated knowledge. These aren't just simple bugs, they're what we call hallucinations, and they can waste way more time than they save.
So if the vending machine model is broken, what's the right way to think about this? Well, the answer isn't about writing some kind of magic prompt. It's actually about a complete shift in our mental model for how we work with AI.
And here's the crucial shift. Stop treating the AI like an oracle and start treating it like a brand new teammate. Seriously, just imagine a talented junior developer who joined your project 5 minutes ago. They're fast, they know how to code, but they know absolutely nothing about your project, your architecture, your style guides, your constraints, unless you sit down and tell them.
And when you reframe it like that, the entire approach changes. The vending machine is this frustrating, one-shot gamble that just leads to errors and rework. But the teammate model? That's an iterative, collaborative process where you, the developer, are firmly in the driver's seat.
Now, this new mental model isn't just some nice theory. It leads directly to a disciplined, really practical workflow that lets you use the AI's speed while totally mitigating its biggest weakness, which is that lack of context. Let's see what that looks like.
The whole workflow is a simple, repeatable 5-step loop. First, you give the AI context. Then, you work with it to make a plan. After that, you generate the code in small, manageable steps. You rigorously review the output, and finally, you lock in the behavior with tests. And then you just do it all over again.
Okay, so it all starts with context. Just like you'd brief a new person on your team, you have to give the AI the essential docs, the project README, your coding conventions, and of course, the specific files or error logs it needs to see. This is not optional. It is the only way to stop the AI from guessing and getting things wrong.
Step 2 is absolutely critical. Force the AI to make a plan first. Before you let it write a single line of code, ask it to outline the steps, tell you which files are going to change, and call out any trade-offs. Why? Because a bad plan can be fixed in seconds. A bad implementation can take hours to untangle. So, once you've approved the plan, you move on to coding. But, and here's the trick, you do it one small step at a time. Instead of asking for the whole feature at once, just ask for the first part of the plan. These small atomic changes are so much easier to review, to debug, and to roll back if something goes wrong.
Always, and I mean always, review the output. You have to treat every single piece of AI-generated code like a draft from a source you don't know. It has to be reviewed with the same rigor you'd apply to any code, especially for things like security, authentication, or data handling. The human is always the final quality gate.
And finally, you lock in all that correct behavior with tests. And here's the best part. You can use your AI teammate to help write them. Ask it to generate unit tests, cover edge cases, even write a regression test to prove that a bug is really fixed. This doesn't just verify the code, it also serves as living documentation. So when you put all this together, you realize this workflow is about way more than just getting better code. It's about managing the risks and responsibilities that come with using such a powerful tool.
In fact, this disciplined approach connects directly to these broader ethical principles. By keeping yourself in the loop for planning, reviewing, and testing, you're ensuring transparency into what's being built, you're taking accountability for the final output, and you become the ultimate safeguard for security.
And this is really the most crucial takeaway. The role of the developer is evolving right before our eyes. It's becoming less about the manual act of just typing code and more about being a strategist who guides these powerful AI tools to produce high-quality, secure, and, most importantly, well-understood software.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question for the future, right? As AI takes on more and more of the detailed implementation, the how, it frees up us human developers to focus on the much bigger, more creative, and more impactful problems, the what and the why. And the potential there is really just beginning to unfold.